we will see some tips for the modeling, so it will be really interesting for you. So we can start. We can go to the Blender. Okay, we have the cube. So I will add a cylinder just for the Boolean. I go for the 3, for example. I press Shift A, and we can add a mesh and cylinder like this. And I can change the orientation to the world, to the view, like this. Okay, perfect. We can change the size like this. And we can change the view. So I will take my cylinder here, I press G, and I go to the x-axis like this. Okay, we want something like this, for example. And we want, for example, 2 cylinder. So I will duplicate that, I press Shift T, G, and we can move like this. If you want to do the Boolean operation, you can go to the modifier, add modifier, generate Boolean, and you can choose the other one. And after, you can remove the cylinder, just hide it, and you see the hole. But you must after do a repetition of that. So I go to the cube, I apply, add the modifier, generate Boolean again, and after you take the second cylinder and you can hide, and you will have the hole like this. This is the slow method. Now I will show you how you can do that fast. Okay, I show you how you can do that faster. So we can take the cube again. We can add 2 cylinder. I go to the right view. I press Shift A, mesh, and cylinder. And we can reduce the radius like this. And we can change the align to the view here. Okay, we can change a little bit like this. Okay. I have 1 cylinder here, I go here, I press G, X to move that a little bit like this, press G, X like this, okay. I go to the right view, I press Shift D, and I can move the second copy here. Okay, we will do the Boolean again, but now with the faster method. I will take the 2 cylinder like this, and you can press Ctrl J to join. After you've got one entity like this. And the goal is to go faster, so I can take the cube, go to the modifier, generate Boolean, and I can take the cylinder. We can hide the cylinder now, and now we have directly the Boolean operation. It's more faster. Imagine you have a 10 object to do that. It's better. And don't forget, you can do always a copy of your object before to do that, to be sure that you can recover that in case there is an issue with that. So imagine you are satisfied with this cube. So I go to this cube, I go here, I apply the modifier, so I can move like this, as you can see. And now I want to do something else on this cube. What I will do? I will do a duplicate, Shift D, Enter. You can move that to the collection. So I take the copy, and after I can move that to the collection. So I move that to a new collection, and it will call backup, for example, create. And now if I do other operation, I can recover my original object from the backup. You must always do this method to be sure that you can retrieve your object after. Okay, we have another tip here. So I go here, I press Shift A, and I will add another cube like this. I press G, and I can move to the Z axis like this, and we can do a scale like this. And I go to the right view, okay, and we can move just to be here, for example. Okay, I can take my two objects and I want to do a copy of that. So I press Shift D. Okay, we have the copy now. I press G to move a little bit, and we can put in the y-axis to be there. And after, I want to have the mirror of this. How I do that? I can go to the object mirror, and after I will choose Y global like this, and you have the mirror. The advantage, you can now do your modification here also, for example, for an animation, but you can do always the symmetry on the object also with the modifier. This is the other option, but the modifier only work object by object. We go to the edit mode, so I press tab, I press 3. If you want to zoom on a part, you can do Shift B, and it will make a zoom on this part. Another tip, it's to change the value. For example, I press N and I want to change the scale. I can do with the selection like this, so I can press my mouse button without release. If I press Shift, you see, this is more precise. If you want bigger, you don't press Shift. And if you want by unit, you press Ctrl like this. It will be one by one. So Shift, it will be more precise, as you can see. Okay, and that's it. This is a small shortcuts that you can have and that you can use to go faster in the modeling. See you for next video. Bye.